Hey everybody, Matt here. I'm going to be doing another review today. Got this nice little rifle here. Want to tell you what I think of it. This is the Savage Model 64. Now, I'll go into when I got this and all that good stuff here in a little bit. But let's just start off with what you might want to use this for. This is going to be for plinking, target practice, fun. The kids, even small game. A lot of people love to use 22s, gophers, rabbits, possums, whatever. You got pests and shit around your house, you pick one of these up and tear into it. Now as far as the specs real quick, this thing's running at about 40 inches long. It's got a 20.5-inch barrel. Weighs in right at about 5 pounds. And this is 22 long rifle only. Okay, no shorts or anything like that. It's got a 10 round capacity on the magazine, and as far as accuracy goes, now I've got some video. It'll either be before this or after this. I don't know where I'm going to put it yet. I've got some video of me sighting this in. This thing was dead on accurate. Now where I was sighting it in, I was only able to get about 60 yards. I know would that I could get out even further and had more space. I could have tested it out, and I'm absolutely positive between what I experienced with this rifle and what I've heard about this rifle that this thing can easily be dead on accurate. 150. I've heard people say 200 yards. I don't know, but I would easily say twice what I was at, which is going to be around 150 yards. I would not be surprised this thing is dead on. You notice I've got a scope here. This is the scope that comes with the rifle. It's just a little Tasco. This is a 4x32 millimeter. It's just a real simple little nothing scope. Nothing fancy about it. Nothing wrong with it. Real basic scope. Good little scope. Little fixed power. I had an extra scope laying around, and I thought, well, I'll try that out and see how that works. So what I've got on here is this is just an extra scope that I had in my house. This is also a Tasco. This is a 3 to 9 by 40 millimeter scope that I've had laying around for a while. It's a pretty decent scope. Nothing special. I mean, it wasn't a ridiculously expensive scope. I think probably 70, 80 bucks, something like that. But it's been a good scope. It's older, but never had any problems with it. So I popped that thing on there. Now it just barely fit. I really need to get some a higher ring set. I don't know if you can see. You can just barely see daylight here. It almost comes in contact with the barrel, but overall worked really well. This thing, like I said, I was out to 60 yards. I was hitting about at a quarter size target repeatedly. I probably could have gotten, this gun was probably capable of shooting, inside one hole. I just can't hold the gun that damn still. So this thing was by far more accurate than I am. As far as overall package here, you've got a synthetic stock. You can get these in 4 different types of stocks. They've got a just standard wood stock. They've got a thumb hole stock. They've got a camouflage stock, and then they've got this one. It does have a free floated barrel with that. I had like a dollar bill or something in there. I would show you. I actually did it with the when I bought it with the receipt. Slid it in there all the way down to the receiver. The barrel is completely free floated. No hang-ups. It does have a bolt hold open, and I'll show you here. And basically all you do is push the bolt lever in when you get it back to that space, and it'll hold the bolt open. This thing, I will tell you, you notice here I've got a butt pad on it. Now that obviously is not for recoil. That was to give me about an extra 1.25 inches in length, because it is a fairly short rifle. I have long arms, and the length of pull was a little annoying. This made a big difference. The only thing I will say about this rifle is the magazine and the magazine release. The magazine, I don't know if you can see it here, it looks rather unfinished compared to the rest of the gun, which is nice and bright and shiny. The receiver, all the metal on the gun looks really nice. But for some reason, the magazine itself looks like almost like a beat up ass AK mag or something. I mean, it's just really kind of a shitty mag. I mean, I'm sure it's I'm sure it's great. I'm sure there's nothing wrong with it. I'm sure it works fine. I have heard nothing but good things about these rifles and the magazines. It just, compared to the rest of the rifle, it doesn't look very good. Also, the mag release button, you don't push it in, okay? Let's show you here. You don't push it in, you have to push it forward, which is fine right now. Where it comes into issue is when you have a magazine in, there's almost no way to get that thing, because it's such a tight spring that there's almost no way to get it in there. At least for me, maybe mine's just especially tight. So what I do is I pinch it while holding on to the magazine with these two fingers, and I pinch it with my thumb and forefinger, pushing it up, and then pull the mag free. Getting the mag in, you have to push up on that thing like this, kind of tilt it in, and then stick the mag in there. You know, it's a small complaint. This is a great rifle. I'm just telling you what I'm finding here. That was just kind of, compared to the rest of the rifle, I was hoping it'd be a little bit better there. But you know what? It's not even a complaint. I'm not even complaining about it. It's compared to some rifles, it's nothing. But it is something I'd like to mention, just in case you're thinking about it and that happens to be a pet peeve of yours. You should know about that. Personally, it doesn't matter to me. The magazine is kind of loose, but it did not affect firing in any way. Had no issues. Safety here is kind of in an odd place, but seems to function well. Didn't have any issues with the safety, engaging or disengaging it. I would prefer like a tang safety or a crossbolt safety here at the front of the trigger, but you know, whatever. As far as disassembly and stuff on that, I may do a video on that when I take it out and give it its first good cleaning, so I'm not going to go into that now. As far as accessories and things you can do with it, I haven't seen a whole lot online, but I'm sure there is things out there, trigger groups, and you know, I couldn't find anything on the magazines, but I'm sure there's other stocks and things you can get for these, but just really couldn't find a whole lot. As far as durability and reliability, my experience, I'm about 200 rounds, 200 to 250 rounds in on this gun so far. I took it out on Saturday. Utterly flawless. I didn't have any issues with it. I was very happy. So, and from what I've heard about these rifles, especially with the synthetic stock, they are extremely reliable and extremely durable. As far as the model history, I haven't really gone too much into it. I'm not as familiar with Savage Arms as I am some of the other gun companies. I do know that Savage is a very well-respected company based out of Ontario, Canada. I know they've been around for they've just been around forever. Okay, they've been around many decades. Okay, and they're well respected. They make great stuff. I know from everything I've heard, most people would prefer Savage over like a Remington or something like that. They're very good guns at a very good price. As far as how this thing looks, I think it looks nice. You guys know I like the all black look, so I prefer this one over a wood stock or something like that. That's just my deal. That's my thing. That's my opinion. I think it looks good. Okay, let's talk about what you're getting out of this as far as money. MSRP on this is about $170. All right, now at that price, you're $10 away from buying a Ruger 1022. So keep that in mind. But in all actuality, your retail price on this is going to be right at about 130 bucks at most sporting goods stores and gun stores. Used, you can probably pick one of these up for around 100 bucks, depending on what the condition is. I got this on Black Friday at Academy. For anybody who's in the Southwest area knows what Academy is. For 99 bucks, brand new, out the door, $99. They had it on Black Friday sale. I was up Friday morning. Actually, I never went to bed Thursday night, and I was at Academy freezing my ass off at 4 o'clock in the morning, waiting for them to open at 5 so I could pick this thing up, because I've really been wanting a 22 to replace the one I got rid of a few years ago. So, you know, I would tell you that at 130, 140 bucks with tax, this is an excellent deal. I've shot Ruger 1022s, and I have seen nothing that puts a Ruger over this one right here. Nothing at all. And this is, even at full price at around 130 bucks, this is about 30% less that you're going to pay for a Ruger 1022. Ruger 1022s usually run around 180, brand new. And in my opinion, There is nothing that puts a Ruger over this. This is every bit the rifle the Ruger is, and I actually liked it a little bit better. Now the only thing the Ruger has going for it is you can get extended mags, you know, these 25, 30 round mags and whatever, these big banana clip mags. Now that is a plus on a Ruger over this. The other side of that is those mags cost like 50, 60, 70 bucks, and you could almost buy another one of these for that much money. So take that into consideration if you're looking at purchasing a 22. So anyway, that's it. I'm going to get out of here. Appreciate you guys watching. Like I said, don't know if it'll be before this video. You may have seen it, or maybe after the video, but I'll show you some of the shooting I was doing when I was sighting this bad boy in. And hope you guys enjoyed it. And if you got any questions on this thing, give me a shout, leave a comment, send me a PM, and we'll talk to you later. Thanks.